What's going on in QB's world? What you got going on over there? Random rambling, it's a lot over here, so just keep up. Welcome to my life, be like real life told by QV. What it look like this week? We ain't got time like we usually do. Oh, let's go. I'm so happy to have you here. This is what my life be like. Exclusive episode. Baby, what's deep? It's hard.
Woo, Lord. I done gave y'all 2 hours of my time this week already, and I'm already back with an exclusive episode. Welcome to My Life Be Like, Real Stories Told by QV. I am back, and this is the Woo Child. Is y'all so for real exclusive. Cause be so for real right now. I am your host, QV, and I'm just gonna get right on into it. I'm not even finna do all that today. Cause my inbox since Saturday, been jumping. And I mean been jumping. Like my Lord today. Y'all really in a tears. This got y'all in a tears. And so let me go ahead and let me help y'all one more time because I don't know how many times I have to say it. I guess I actually probably now need to move it up into my disclaimer. I do not run a religious podcast. I have some religious points and content, but my podcast isn't religious. I get it. Some of you know me from the church, being a column-bearing clergy woman, minister of dance, whatever you know me as, apostle, minister, QV, pastor, whatever you know me as, prophet, whatever. But this podcast is not Christian. So the amount of people that I have complaining about, I don't understand, this isn't Christian. It isn't. It ain't. It's not. Will I talk about some Christian content? Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Most definitely. But I'm not I'm not even about to sit here and flaunt like I run a religious podcast. It's not my thing. Y'all, it's a million, billion, gajillion podcasts on this internet. Go find your religious podcast and stop waiting for people to give you what you want or give you the content that you want. There's literally so many different content type podcasts on the internet. Why don't y'all go find a podcast with content that y'all like, rather than crucifying people who you think should be talking about this, that, and the third? Because one thing about it, I pay for this here podcast, and it's gonna run whatever content I want it to run. Now, typically, I do run a little religious stuff, weave it in between or whatever, to make certain points and stuff or whatever. But this is not a religious podcast. That's why it's called Real Life Stories Told by QV. It don't say nothing about nobody's Christian walk, faith, whatever. So this is not going to be that. This is going to be real life. I don't even, let me just break it on down for y'all. Maybe this will help y'all get to know me a lot. I am not big on Christian podcasts, Christian literature, and everything, because I feel like it all comes with some kind of persuasive opinion of sort or whatever and whatnot. I'm not even big into following these big platform, prominent pastors on the internet. Like, I still believe in Walter DeAndre Green down there at 555 Chauncey Lane, which is my own pastor. Like, if he don't get it, then none of one of y'all will. I ain't lying. And I'm not trying to sound cultish or anything, but that's where God got me in my life right now. I don't care about all these big pastors and preachers and all that stuff. That's why when y'all be arguing about when they have a stumble, tumble, and fall or whatever, I don't have nothing else to say because I really don't care about them like that. They ain't my pastor. I believe in what my own pastor say. I do. I'm not big into reading big Christian books and stuff other than the Bible, whatever. I can actually write my own book if I wanted to. I'm not big on stuff like that. I don't necessarily care. I am in my deconstructing religion phase. I'm not gonna go and do traditional stuff when it comes down to religion. I'm not your girl. Go find you somebody else. I know y'all feel like every pastor need a podcast where they spreading the word of God. Listen, I'm trying to save people in real time, in real life. The people I deal with in real life, I bring the practicality and the logic to the situation because everybody else just gonna tell you to pray. I'm gonna show you what the work is because we all know faith without works is dead. So I'm gonna bring the work to it. I'm like a yellow Van Zandt. I'm gonna always make you do your work because I understand that you have to do your work. And I know y'all finna get and start saying all kinds of crazy stuff, but no, literally, life is a work and you have to do it. You can pray all day until you be the dead horse. But if you're not gonna take the time to get up and apply what the Lord is saying to you, if you're not gonna apply these biblical principles, if you're not gonna apply these impartations, you're not gonna apply these words of wisdom, if you're not gonna apply these words of knowledge, if you're not gonna apply nothing, then sat down because it's dead. That's the problem with the church. Always somewhere want to tell you when you ain't prayed hard enough. You must have ain't prayed. That's not the answer. The answer is what else have you done besides praying? Prayer is good. Work is better. Now that you pray, what kind of strategies do you have? You pray for a strategy, not for the work itself out. Prayer is literally for a strategy. Lord, what am I going to do? Y'all want this fixer-upper God, and I'm sure, yes, God can work miracles and all that, and I don't negate none of that at all. And that's where a lot of y'all got me twisted. Y'all feel like I just go against the Bible. No, I don't go against the Bible. I go against the confounds of where y'all put God at it, and that's in a box. I don't care about none of that. Because at the end of the day, that stuff, those very ideals and everything else y'all saying is why the church is going to hell right now. This is why y'all can't get it together. This is why it's a bunch of foolishness. Y'all are too divided and on 14 accords instead of one. Because if you did your work, you'd be on one accord, I promise. I'm sitting here watching y'all literally argue whether these folks is Christian. If these folks is Christian, you can't be in this political party and be a Christian at the same time. This pastor ain't this, that pastor ain't that. The rapture coming, the rapture not coming. Now this and that and that and this and this and that and that and the third. And y'all sit and instead of actually doing your own work, y'all fall with these fallacies. These pastors, preachers People who speak of God can tell y'all everything and anything, and y'all believe it because you don't study for yourself. You don't do no work. You have this idea that God is a fixer-upper, and you ain't supposed to do nothing but stand there. Anybody can tell you anything, and y'all just roll with it. Y'all excuse me if y'all hear Christian in the background, but she's doing the most right now. She on 10, and I don't even know why. But yeah, I'm not a Christian podcast host. Sorry. I'm not even really a relations podcast host. I mean, I dibble and dabble, but that's not me either. My podcast is called My Life Be Like Real Stories Told by QV. And that's what you get. I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me out because I don't know. All I know is leave me alone about who I am and not because I know who I am. I wake up and look at Shot in the mirror every day. And I know what I'm doing. And if I'm not for you, let me help y'all understand something. If I'm not your cup of tea, okay. If my content, period, because I'm going to address TikTok too, ain't your cup of tea, okay. You don't have to be my friend. You can unfollow me, unblock me, like block me. It doesn't matter. I'm not checking. The problem with a lot of y'all is y'all be thinking people really be checking for y'all like that. And I don't. I don't have time. I got a lot going on. I mean, mentally, physically, I had a lot going on. I don't really be checking for people like that. Unless they really checking for me. Which leads me into my next topic. I've also covered this. My vlog is my vlog, which is TikTok. And that's where most of the time, I can be serious and I can be funny and I can be all the things, but literally that's who I am. That's a quick peek into my personality. If you want to know what my personality look like, go look at TikTok. It's the best outwardly expression of my personality. I don't care what you feel like I ought to be saying and ought to be posting and stuff. Go on. And I really want y'all to understand a lot of these things. And I know TikTok is a joke and TikTok is a game, but I challenge y'all to actually go listen to some of the people who have been pastors and been in seminary and been in places where they were rigid Bible scholars, dang on near priests, where they were big, huge global missionaries and stuff. And now they backed away from the church. It's because of the way y'all treat people, because of the way y'all pressure people. Like, I'm not finna be in no pressure for nothing. Because one thing I know is I know this. I know how to operate in my own river. And I know Christian podcasting is in my river. Half to the pulpit ain't even my river. I am a behind the scenes administrative organizer and builder. That's like my river. And the rest of it, I'm chill out. I can help you, but that ain't my river. And I'm not gonna jump in it. Y'all do too much. Yeah. I got to get on it again, but I am really tired today. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, y'all do too much. And then the whole, why would I even talk about something like that on my podcast? These is real life stories. What y'all don't understand is people are really out here going for bad and struggling. Like struggling on the struggle bus, barely making it. It's people out here that are walking in full of shame of things they've done in their past, they're not so proud of. And literally the reason why they can't get that prayer off the ground is because they so ashamed of what they've done in their past, and they feel like, well, God not gonna listen to me like this anyway. I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I've done this, I've done this, and I've done that. I'm gonna go back to what I said. A lot of people's deliverances in y'all's testimonies. Tell them. People need to hear that they're not alone, especially now when we in these times. Well, it feels like all the time you're alone. People need to feel like it's not just happening to me. Like this is like when stuff be happening. For example, if we sitting there and it's say in a pod of work, yawning again. Say at a pod of work, it's like 7 people in a pod, and you're having internet troubles, and you'll sit there and I ask the other 6 people, hey, is y'all internet not working? You sitting over here in that seat getting frustrated, mad, all the things, and ain't nobody said nothing, or you wasn't there when they was like, oh, the internet being real crazy and dumb. So after you done got frustrated, now you, I don't know, throw the mouse or something, you're like, oh, yeah, everybody like, what? It's like, the internet's not working for me. It was like, yeah, because they came while you was in the bathroom and told us the internet was down. All you had to do was ask a question. Hey, y'all, is the internet working for y'all? Because I'm struggling right now. Is it just me? Or is something, like, reach out for help. Y'all are insane and nuts. And for no reason. Y'all just out here doing the most. I am not ashamed. I care, but not like that. I'm old. I done got old. I really have. I've gotten old. 36 to me is old. I'll be 36 in like 8 weeks. 7, 8 weeks, I guess. I ain't got time. I can't keep yawning like this. I tell you that. I got these deep yawns, these woo. I'm ready to lay out yawns. But as I was saying, talk about it. If you're comfortable enough to talk about the things that used to vex you, tell it. Help somebody. That's all I'm trying to do is help somebody. Just as many as bad responses I got from y'all, I actually got some good ones too. And this whole thing of, and I've had a couple people say this over the last couple of weeks, is I don't understand why you tell the stories if you're not going to tell the name. Because it's not any of y'all's business. It's not. One thing about me, I'm not going to kiss and tell. You find somebody else. They, this, and time, the time that has passed actually plays a part into it too. Mind you, it's 2005. These things were going on in 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11. I ain't finna tell y'all who, what, and where. I've had people to write me and talk about, well, I know you knew my man then or whatever, and I'm trying to see because I asked him about you or whatever. Like, girl, I'm not even going to tell you any of that. If your man wants you to know that me and him slept together, then he needs to be the one to tell you because I'm not in y'all's relationship. And I had a couple of people to reach out to me and talking about some. Well, I knew back in the day you was cool with my man or whatever. Was one of them him? I'm not. I'm not even finna talk to you like that. Like I don't even talk to you. You definitely not finna come in my inbox and ask me about nobody and no man, no nothing. I'm not finna tell you nothing, none of that. Precisely. It ain't none of your business if he don't tell it. I'm not finna purposely and intentionally throw myself in the middle of nobody's business. I mean, I feel like you done said it, you should say it. If you're not gonna tell names, I don't see the point of you telling the story. What? The problem is with y'all Noonan people is y'all want to know too much so y'all can go do too much. I'm not telling y'all nothing. Y'all want to hear expose type content where people tell people names and stuff. Y'all need to follow Straps and Deuces. Y'all need to follow Antoine Herring because Providence Thomas is not on the expose. I'm not putting nobody's name out. Even when I tell stories of other people through me, I change the names and stuff just in case y'all know who Jim Bob is that this person was talking about. And you can start piecing two and two together so y'all don't be harassing people and in people's faces, in people's inboxes and stuff like that. I'm not for it. There's a whole content creator in Noonan that does expose. Go over there and talk to him and them. They do expose content. They post people names and stuff all the time. If you feeling some kind of way, then go over there. Cause Twan don't care. QV do. Like y'all roughing too much, man. Y'all rough and too much. That stuff is old now. If you and him was together then and y'all still together now, mind y'all been together it end up at 20 some years. What does it even matter anymore? For if it be so, go on with that. Or some of y'all wasn't even with this man then, and asking me about this man and that man. Like, are you? I'm not finna tell you nothing, baby. Bye. BYE. See you later, sayonara. Whoo, y'all. This is why this is when it's called Be So For Real right now. Exclusive. Cause Be So For Real. Y'all already know I don't be coming on no mess. No bull. I'm not finna do it. Y'all a bit much. A bit much. I tell you. Whew. I'm like, good Lord. Y'all, y'all, y'all are rough around the edges. But please don't ever, going forward, don't ever contact me and ask me about somebody's name that I did mention. Because I purposefully and intentionally did not mention their name. Because it ain't none of your business. It really ain't. Y'all will find y'all somebody else. I'm not the one. You're not finna come and be my friend, poke pride, and none of that out of me. Go find you somebody else to play with. Like, girl, I mean, this person that hit me up at that time, she wasn't even with him. They together now, and they only been together 5 minutes. Girl, this was 20 years ago. Well, I knew you and this person was cool in high school or whatever, and me and him, like we together and stuff now. So I'm trying to see is one of them people you was talking about or referring to in your episode. Why do you even want to know if he been with me? You act like you contact Tracy. You don't need to know. I don't have anything. So if he got some, he got it out to me. He got it with me. He wasn't with me. I don't know what you want. I beg of y'all. I don't have any diseases. So if you asking me because he do, because you think I might have been with him, or he done told you, he didn't get it from me. Okay? All right. All right. Um, and to the people that felt better, that, you know, actually searched themselves and had to think on some of the stuff that I said and felt better about their situation and stuff like that. To the people who had real, genuine questions, I thank you. And I'm gonna start answering um some of your questions. I got this question a couple of times, is if I could go back to my teenage years, what would I do differently? Honestly and truthfully, I'm not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't have done nothing differently. Um I know somebody even asked me about which ex do I miss the most. I would never tell y'all that because I ain't missing neither one of them. Most of my exes, y'all, are happily married men or happily committed men. The ones that y'all are trying to think about, they have wives, fiancés, and girlfriends that they're in committed relationships with. Do not go over there and bother them. Please. Please. But it's just Noonan, y'all are so messy. You so messy. I'm not gonna feed into y'all's mess. I'm good. I'm very good. I I don't know why you would put yourself in unrest over 20 something years ago of stuff. That just go to tell me y'all maturity level. Somebody asked me, am I really ready to talk about seventh grade and what really happened when I got in trouble and suspended? No. That was 2002. It was November 2002. That it was November the 7th. No, 9th of 2002. No, it was November the 7th, 2002. And no, I am not talking about that. I'm not. It's pointless. It was 2002. That's 23 years ago. It ain't nothing to talk about. It wasn't none of y'all business in the first place. But whatever. I'm not what the intent of asking me, am I ready to talk about it? What do you want to know? This is the biggest thing. What do you want to know? It ain't nothing for us to talk about. I'm not talking about that. Ain't none of your business. Again, somebody who is off, away from me, and happily married and minding his business, and here y'all come with 20-some-year-old mess. Like, go on, go on. Ah! Y'all getting on my nerves. Um, Somebody asked me how do I feel seeming the activity that I done formerly, how do I feel about what's going on now with girls and the whole culture? I'm gonna quite say, and I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. These women, for real, they disgusting, bruh. I know that y'all finished, y'all controversial. I mean, y'all, it's disgusting. I don't think we were that bad in the 90s, but these women, they, I think, whereas, and maybe I could be wrong. I feel like in my heyday, we was having fun. We was doing the things. And don't get me wrong, yeah, some girls was playing games with men and some men was playing games with girls. Like that's been since the beginning of time or whatever. What my problem with today's society is the entitlement and what you feel like ought to happen. Don't like I let me put it into some trying to figure out how to put this into some words or try to help y'all understand something. I feel like that y'all got the game board and don't have a clue. Let's put it like that. Y'all contact these men for dates, and instead of you just going out on a date with him, wherever, y'all got. I don't feel like I should go on a coffee date. I don't feel this. I don't feel that or whatever. But y'all want $200, $500 worth of cash apps. What? Huh? I don't know. Or y'all go out on these dates with these men and he just wanted to be you and him, and y'all bring 4 or 5 of y'all homegirls. Huh? And talking about he gonna pay all their food. I wouldn't either. Y'all want men to pay y'all bills and do all these things, and y'all some outright nasty mean girls. Y'all play these whole games, and then you want to be private, and then you want to get on social media and blast him. It's like, oh, he just a brokey. No, you were stupid. You stupid. That ain't how the game was ever intended to be played. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all do a lot and too much. I will say that. Y'all do a lot and too much. The biggest thing for me is just the entitlement. You're not entitled to anything. And I'm gonna be just straight honest, and you can be upset with me and all these things, but women play a lot of games too. And if you think that, I know y'all about to come crucify me, I feel it down here in the bottom of my spirit. If you think that you gonna get a man to take you out, you don't have nothing to offer but Instagram back shots and pearly whites and some half-baked conversation, and you think that you can convince a man to take you to places like McCormick and Schmidt, Roof Chris, Salt, all these other places that, plates cost. I would say places where plates cost $40 or more for plates. If you think you go no game, no name, no discretion, no coof, nothing but Instagram back shots and pearly white self, gonna go into this day and walk out of it without giving him some good, then you're crazy. If you just met a man and you convince him to go to one of these places, if you don't think he just want to go to these places to have sex, then you obviously don't know the game and need to sit down. Ain't no amount of you getting on the internet gonna persuade my thinking. A lot of y'all sell sex and don't want to pay the price. Y'all get on the internet and y'all sell these thirst traps. These men slide into y'all's DM. They play into what you present, and that ain't what you want. I said that. You people treat you how you present yourself. If I'm a man and I'm scrolling on Instagram and you got a bunch of thirst traps, likelihood of me thinking that I might get it on the first night, 70% chance of getting it. But like my one of my homeboys said, a lot of y'all spam and scam. It ain't worth it. Y'all crazy. I am tired. I am very tired. Y'all gonna be all right? Cause y'all rough. I think the biggest thing I want you to walk away from this conversation is watch what you're selling in a relationship. If you want relations and not relationships, then continue to sell sex. But don't be mad when somebody go for it. I don't expect no man want anything, marrying anything on Instagram and for real with thirst traps posted all over her page. And that's the word I need. Y'all need to be realistic about where y'all at in y'all life. That's really what it is. Y'all need to be realistic about where you at in y'all life. Y'all want a sponsor, not a spouse. And that's fine. Then deal with the fact what comes with wanting a sponsor. I can tell some of y'all ain't never been around nobody old school. They ain't never taught you nothing. Y'all think y'all know everything. Then y'all come to the internet and come in those places like those groups. We done the same people and y'all want to dog people out. You got on him. Legitimately, you got on him. I know this recently happened to somebody I know. You got on him. You got on him. You met this person online. Y'all went out on a little date, get together, whatever you want to call it, or whatnot. You wanted some money out of them, or whatever. You sit on your page, half naked, all these things. They asked you what you well. You want some money? Like, is you trying to spend some time with me? What you trying to do? I'm not just finna write you out a $200 check because you sit here. So you decided that he was broke because he didn't want to pay your bills. Y'all just met and y'all on a date. Them girls that's getting their bills paid are likely having sex and lots of it. That's another good one. Y'all want spouses. Y'all got spousal expectation and sponsor dealings. That man married her. That's why he paid them bills. I'm not asking nobody I don't care what I'm going to. I'm not finna ask somebody on our first date for that kind of money anyway. Y'all really just really be wanting to scam and spam. I tell people get out them groups where they be asking they date people because a lot of them be bitter because they done set themselves up for the okie doke. These men don't be half of them don't be doing all that. Some of them I do the most, but a lot of them they don't be doing all that. These women is the ones you need to be careful of. They don't want to do too much. But anywho, I'm gonna end this episode because it's running over time. I done been on here too long. This the price of a whole episode. It's 40 minutes already. I'm gonna end this by saying this. Y'all be so for real with y'all life. Be for real. Just be for real. Whatever it is you're doing, just be so for real. Be so for real. Stop trying to be something that you're not. Stop trying to hype up, like tone it down. Meet yourself where you at and stop playing. And two, I'm gonna say this one more time and I'm gonna say this again. I am who I am and I would not change that for anybody. And if I'm not your cup of tea, then don't drink from me. Don't listen to me. Turn me off. Whatever. I give y'all, it's just gonna be explicit content. I always give y'all a warning so you don't have to sit through these things. But purposely writing me and telling me how you feel like what I'm saying is dangerous to the church. I'm not talking to the church. Let's be clear. I ain't talking to the church. I'm sure a good bit of my audience, probably all of my audience are probably Christian, but I'm not addressing the church if that's not what this podcast is for. I'm not like these other pastors and apostles and prophets who want a platform to spread for really to collect money. I'm not that person. I legitimately want to help people. That's all. Get people free, entertain people, get them something to laugh about, all the things. I'm not into that other stuff. All right? Y'all can quit clowning now. It's going to be okay. We ain't got to do all that. Near the end of the week, I'm trying to get my podcast done this weekend. I don't know. I got a couple things scheduled, maybe for Saturday, but I'm trying to get up as early as I can. If not, I'm going to try to record my podcast tomorrow night and then just let it post sometime Saturday or whatnot. I love y'all, but y'all got to get y'all stuff together. Like, be so for real. Y'all better get y'all self out of these pieces and get in peace, okay? Good night.